What you streaming off of, bro? Which one?
Living Waters.
All right, we good.
Good.
Yeah.
All right, Shalom, Akim. Hey, we would like to start off by giving all honor and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
Double honors to our apostles, great millstone, Ruel. Peace and blessings to the house of David the elect. All right?
All right, this is going into the staff in their hand is my indignation. It's talking about these so-called Caucasians who are the biblical Edomites, and they have a wrath out on our people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And we're gonna read an article going into this Planned Parenthood situation, and it's gonna show you how Esau is really targeting for our people. I don't want to get too much in it. I just want to let the brother read it. So we go ahead, bro.
All right. Pulling them now. Yeah, the source is located on newstarget.com, and this article is entitled "Baby Killing in America: Planned Parenthood's Black Genocide." This was dated for 2019. Washington, D.C. Planned Parenthood has fired its director, former emergency room physician Dr. Lena Nguyen. After only 8 months on the job, Nguyen wanted to make Planned Parenthood more about women's health issues, its stated purpose, and less about abortion. The abortion body part scandal under her disgraced predecessor, Cecile Richards, decimated fundraising. Planned Parenthood blamed Nguyen for attempting to make the organization more palatable to the public in the wake of widespread condemnation and disgust. According to Nguyen, the new board leadership has determined that the priority of Planned Parenthood moving forward is to double down on abortion's right advocacy. They fired her for attempting to move the organization away from political activism to a focus on women's health. She forgot again, in Nguyen's words, that our core mission is providing, protecting, and expanding access to abortion and reproductive health care. Killing babies with taxpayer money. Planned Parenthood has a budget of almost $1.5 billion a year. 1/3 of that comes from the federal government, that is the taxpayers. Planned Parenthood is the largest provider of abortion services in America. In 2015, there were 638,000 abortions in the United States. In 2018, Planned Parenthood was responsible for over 50% for over 328,000 abortions.
Job chapter 4, verse 7. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off?
And on the part of brother just read about, it says in 2018, Planned Parenthood was responsible for over 50%, or over 328,000 abortions. So that's why Yahweh Shai, he's putting a lot of these spirits on the planet Earth now. That's a judgment they're receiving, man. It's probably something they did in previous life. And the coming eye in America or across four corners of the earth, they look at it like, oh, those babies, they were so innocent, things of that such. There's no telling what that baby did, previous life, or what their parents did. So that's why Scripture said, whoever died or whoever perished should be innocent. You gotta go about it.
Okay. I had a precept for you.
Okay.
Just to back you up, I get nothing. This is Ecclesiastes 1 and 10. Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It have been already of old time, which was before us.
Right. And people look at it like that's a newborn baby, as if that's the first time that spirit ever been on this planet Earth. But according to the Bible, that baby been here probably like thousands of times, man. You know, so that's this old spirit in a new body. You know.
Yeah, right. They don't believe in most people. They don't believe in reincarnation anyway.
Right. Go ahead.
Okay. Back into the article. It states Planned Parenthood. Well, I'm sorry, slide out. In 2018, Planned Parenthood was responsible for over 50% or over 328,000 abortions. That is an increase from 321,000 in 2017. The vast majority of fetuses aborted by Planned Parenthood were Black or Hispanic.
So why are they targeting our people, man, Black or Hispanics? Because they know exactly who we are according to the Bible, man. So-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, you compose of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. It's just majority of our people don't know who they are. So that's why they got a agenda to come down on our people. And that's Yahweh Bashar putting a rap on Esau to come down on our people. And that's one of the tactics that he's using, is Planned Parenthood. So this is nothing new, because they was doing this back in ancient Egypt. So we're going to get Exodus, the first chapter, bro.
From this the book of Exodus, chapter 1, verse 7. And the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly and multiplied and waxed exceedingly mighty, and the land was filled with them.
So just like back in ancient Egypt, you know, we was being fruitful and multiplied. And one thing about in poverty, you notice people produce or they reproduce more. And that's how you see all, you know, in the coming ghettos and things like such, how people continue to reproduce more, man. You know?
And then when you see like why I stay in now, you know, it wasn't no Jakes out there like 2 years ago, but the past 2 years, you seeing Jake out there exercising, running in the morning, you know, Jake playing the blues, you know, Jake taking over, man, because Jake keep multiplying, they gotta expand, man.
That's right, that's a good point. Like when we stayed in Jackson, Mississippi, you know, most of the Edomites, they moved to Ridgeland just to get away from us being in Jackson. Then our people started taking over Ridgeland, then that's when they started moving to Madison. Then our people started coming to Madison, now they moved to Gluckstadt. You know, they continue trying to get away from our people, but it's just showing you how we continue to multiply, man. You know? All right, yeah, I had something.
Yeah, quick one. Psalms 37:12. The wicked plotted against the just and gnashed upon him with his teeth. Verse.
Yeah, and these wicked are talking about these Edomites, man. The elites, you know, because they have an agenda on our people, man. And they gnash their teeth against the just. The just is going to, you know, you Israelites. You know, we was made to be just because of all statutes and commandments was given to us, besides the other nations on this planet Earth.
We'll skip to verse 14. The wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy and to slay such as build upright conversation. And like it also says in the scriptures, the wicked watches over the righteous and seeketh to slay him, man. Abortion is one of the most covert ways to destroy someone without having all the eyes on you, man. All right, that's one of the ways. But it all started from the eugenics movement. I'm quite sure, you know, we're going to expound on that later. But it all started with the end of slavery. All right, we only came here to pick cotton, man, to make this country a world power. So when that institution ended, it was like, what we're going to do with all these niggas now? You know?
That's right.
In 2 Corinthians 2:11, least Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
Yep. One of his devices is this tool he uses, this Planned Parenthood. He sell the package real nice to the nigga woman, and they feed into it. You know, and also the Hispanic woman as well, because they involved in this, you know, as well. But you know, so they bite into this philosophy, just like back in the Garden of Eden, man. You know, they fell right for, you know, the so-called nigga woman fell right for the philosophy of that serpent, man. It's no different nowadays, you know.
And if you seen the brother GMS in Hawaii, you know, brother Gabaria Howard, he did a lesson, you know, it had some nigga women in the store dancing with the Hennessy and the Plan B, you know, saying, I ain't getting pregnant by you nigga this something, you know, so she gonna pop that pussy out or something, and she got the Hennessy, all right, then they got the Plan B in their mouth with their tongue out.
They twerking on the video.
Yep. You know, and the Lord is one thing about the Lord, his judgment is multifold, man, because he judging the actual seed that's in their womb that's being killed. But then he gonna judge the woman, all right, that's doing it.
Right.
You know, she's guilty of murder, man. And also the power that's allowing her to do it, Esau Edom. You know,
like Priest Body like to bring out, like that's killing two birds with one stone. Like both sides doing it. Man. You know, he's slaying the baby that's inside the female's womb, and also the one who's giving Esau the okay to go ahead and abort the baby. She's getting judged as well.
And Esau saying it's okay. That's your body. That's your choice.
That's the serpent. That's one. That's one of the things the serpent rolled up on Eve with.
That old serpent, man. Why they say that old serpent? That old slick mouth motherfucker, man. You a slick mouth motherfucker. And Eve, she eats that shit up, man.
Every time.
I'm gonna just say this one quick point. Esau gave you feminism, man, and your broke ass, you ate up that feminism, right? And they gave you an abortion, Planned Parenthood, birth control. There was a safety net for poor decision making, man. Because it tells you in Timothy that the age from which to teach young women to be discreet. If you look up that word discreet, it means self-control, man. You have the power to keep your legs closed, man. But Esau basically insinuated that you was an animal. Since you're poor, obviously the poor can't control getting pregnant. Here's a pill. All right?
And I would just add too, just to build on you, and Esau looking at a number game. Because they say that the Moab or Elam are the biggest nations on earth. No, it's us. You know what I'm saying? In our entirety from Judah all the way down to Issachar, we the biggest nation. So if it's a billion fucking Moabites, then it has to be 3 billion fucking Israelites, man.
We proliferate way fast. Like the brothers breaking down, I've seen whole sides of town turn to take in about a decade. In the whole decade, man.
For real talk.
For real talk, man.
Maybe 8 years.
8 years.
7, maybe.
Also,
7 to 8.
I don't want to start naming names because y'all might not know. But man, I've seen whole sides of town turn the whole shade in about 8 years. Then came move out this way, saw the same thing. So that's why Esau raising the prices on sides of town. You can't have an apartment complex in Madison. Anything that attracts the 12 tribes, we ain't having it.
I did Psalm 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smooth than butter, but the word wasn't sluggish. But what was in his heart, the words were softer than oil.
He's at war with us. And that's like the elder saying. He comes to these women, hey, look, it's okay. Hey, look, y'all can't afford no baby right now. Wait till you get yourself together, then have a baby. Hey, look, man, we know how wicked these hoes are. We had a deceased cousin at this time frame. She had about 4 or 5 abortions before she graduated from high school, man.
And what's so crazy about it, what they don't tell you about abortions, it give you cervical cancer at the end of the day, man. What she had cancer.
Yeah, she showed me.
You know what I'm saying?
And you so many more times likely to have some type of cancer, man. A lot of you whores that got this started getting cancer. Y'all got abortions, man. Even with that birth control, man. The Most High has some kind of cycle. Every 21 days, your body's cleansing itself out. And it cleanses itself out by way of releasing that blood, and within that blood is all the bacteria, all the filth in your body, man. But that birth control, it just keeps it all in there, man. So you got all these raw sperm cells trapped up in your body, all this bacteria trapped in your body, your simple as get a urinary tract infection, man. Your body never cleanses itself out.
They be having that, they get on that shit and they won't have no period for like 6 months.
Then you blow up like a hot air balloon like that. So you got big overnight.
That's how it should. They never got flushed out.
And yet they're drawing sword. Like y'all saying. Like they'll come at the Latino woman, Black woman, and Native American woman, like, this is what you need to do. You can do what you want to do with your body. But even though they saying this, but they saying it, but if you're fucking them up.
Right.
Fucking them women's up, man.
Then they use those aborted fetuses and put in different like products with food. It's a lot of these top restaurants and food chains. They have like aborted fetuses, in their food. Or like I think Gatorade, if I'm not mistaken, they use those aborted fetuses in their drinks, man.
Hey, what about Moab? Moab they was serving a dish couple years ago with aborted fetuses.
It's called aborted fetus soup.
Yeah, that shit was going for like $2,000 and shit.
It's like a delicacy there, you know.
But that's why they show you in the movies. I forget the name of the movie, but they showed you in the movie how they had like a whole chain full of babies, and it was going back into the people. Dead babies, it was going right back into the people, man. All right, because Esau don't waste nothing. Because we're like Goyim. Goyim means cattle. All right, so you'll feed the cattle anything. You'll feed swine anything. Go ahead, bro.
I'm saying they were saying that they be serving them babies to the McDonald's and shit.
Yeah,
They do.
That's
You know what
true.
I'm saying? No?
Yeah, that's like why a lot of these kids be missing and stuff like that, because they be selling them off. You know, they grind their meat into the McDonald's meat.
McDonald's and Burger King.
And it's a modern day sacrifice to Molech, man. Esau made America a giant version of a witchcraft game, man, a witchcraft board. And I was looking on Google one time, and one of the abortion clinics was shaped like an owl. It had the feet like kind of windows and set up. It looked like an owl, man, because you sacrifice. It's a baby sacrifice to Molech, man, to Baal, man. Okay, it's because those are spirits.
Right.
Going into the spirit world when you kill those babies, man, and it's like a feast to those demons, man. So those abortion clinics are like temples, man. It's like a temple. It's a big sacrifice to these demons, man. These altars, man.
And Mick Real, they only come out like mostly around October, man. Late October, like 31st, things and such. Cause there's a lot of aborted, a lot of children, their bodies inside that meat, man. Yep.
What's the so-called Jew on there?
Yeah. He came out, brought it up.
He brought that shit out. It came up missing.
Yeah. Yep.
And Esau has this chemical game to a science. So he could make anything taste like anything.
Yeah.
So you'll be eating a whole human, thinking you eating straight up ribs, man.
Right. That's why they got that 99 million served. On the, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no coke. They got that on there because they want you to know. I mean, people that don't sacrifice, people that ain't up in there, man. They done serve, you know what I'm saying? They done put up 99 billion people. You know what I'm saying? They just like, right, man.
This book of Exodus chapter 1 verse 11. Therefore they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens, and they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Pithom and Ramses. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew, and they were grieved because of the children of Israel.
It's nowadays, man.
That's the hood.
Man. Okay.
So we on that, we multiply.
Exactly.
Way back kids. Actually, they were just some Israelite babies, though, in the sport type of thing, symbolic like thing. Yeah.
16. And the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor, and they made their lives bitter with hard bondage and martyr, and in grit, and in all manner of service in the field. All their service wherein they were made them serve was with rigor. And the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwives, of which the name of the one was Saphra, and the name of the other was Puah. And he said, when ye do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew women, and see them upon the stools, if it be a son, then ye shall kill him. But if it be a daughter, then she shall live.
Yeah. So back then, the ancient pharaohs, it was a Hebrew boy, they want to kill him. But it was a Hebrew girl, they want to keep her alive. But now Esau, he don't give a damn nowadays in the new Egypt. If it's a girl or a boy, man, he wants them dead because he know who we are, man.
And it also goes to the prison industrial complex, because Esau still targets the so-called Black and Hispanic Native American man. That's why the propaganda is that he's a monster.
Then they have the nerve to call us a minority, man. You know what I'm saying?
17. And it says, but the midwives feared the Most High, and did not as the king of Egypt commanded them, but saved the men and children alive. And showed that the women feared back then. They feared the Most High, so they didn't bow down to the commandment of Pharaoh. But you see, our women, they don't fear Yahweh Shema no more, so they bow down to the will of the serpent, man. They with everything Esau with. They agree with Esau to the fullest, man.
Yeah.
You know?
It was so crazy, but Esau had me really just came down on our people yet. You know, our people willingly doing this for right now. So what you think how people gonna react? Majority of our people gonna react when all hell breaks loose, man. When they don't have nowhere to feed their children, you know?
It's about to be an all-out salute. It's about to be a straight-up war against the 12 tribes.
Yeah, man.
We're coming into times of Jacob's trouble, man. Trump's gonna go to war against the 12 tribes, man. You know,
It's coming, man.
I got a quick one for you. Going back to how it shows you how the daughters of Israel, they feared the Most High then, and they preserved those men children, because they had to understand that the men were the strength of the nation. You know, through that man, the nation can prosper. You know, but through that woman, a woman can't bring forth another Israelite without an Israelite man. You know, so this is Lamentation 4:3. It said, even the sea monsters draw out the breast, they give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people is become cruel like the ostrich in the wilderness. You know, so it went from they feared the Most High, and even under the command of Pharaoh, they preserved the Israelite man. But now it's got to the point, you know, where they willingly, abort, the children of Israel, man. They willingly oppress even their own seed when it is born, man. You hear how the nigga woman talk to their son, man. Right. You know, she handled him so rough and just destroy his self-esteem, man. Yep. You know, leave him unattended, you know.
Have going to a club.
All these different niggas in and out in front of him, man.
You know? Make her mad if he look like his dad. Yep. Because the dad left him, who left her.
Just the other day, I saw a little, I was on, like, going to Lake Harbor, and I saw a nigga woman at the gas station. Her little child was like way far behind her while she going to the store. You know what I'm saying? So that made me think about that scripture right there that brother just brought out. Man.
Yeah, because you whores, you've been taught that it's all about you. So even when you have offspring, you don't become eternal. You still have that individual mindset. Right. So you'll have your hair done, you'll be dressed up, but that child is basically abandoned, man. You know how many house fires there'll be? Six of the offspring burned in a house fire while the woman is at the club. The mother's at the club.
Yep, that's true. And it's just a quick precept to back up the brother Yash, Jeremiah 20:15. Cursed be the man who brought tidings to my father, saying, a man child is born unto thee, making him very glad.
Because the man child was for sure blessing, man. When you go into you know, the different stories of barren women, all right, we had Sarah, all right, you had Samuel mother, all right, you had Samson mother, all right. What was they blessing from the Most High? You know, they had a son. You know, that was a real blessing from the Most High when you have a son. Even what is it, Raul Bun? It's a boy. Yeah, you know. Yeah. All right. It was a blessing, you know, to have a son, because through that son, you keep that line, man, because that's one son can grow into a great nation, man.
Right. That's why hence the term family jewels.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because through the man, the Most High can actually bring forth and keep a nation going.
Yep. That's why the Israelite man loves women.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, if you put us in our natural habitat, an Israelite man will fall in love with about 200 women in his lifetime. Yep. You have a whole nation just off his generation, man.
Mm-hmm. When they say the term with sow your raw oats.
Yeah, God.
Mm-hmm. You say your Jews, sow your raw oats, go out there and sow your raw oats. Raise your seeds around, you know, be fruitful, man. Multiply, you know.
That's right, bro.
Back into the article. In New York City last year, more black children were aborted than were born alive. Most were aborted by Planned Parenthood. The drive to abort overrode any concern about the implications of wiping out a generation of black children.
So wiping out a generation of black children. So I looked up that word genocide in the Edinburgh Online, and it says, in reference to Nazi extermination of Jews, literally killing a tribe. So, you know, it goes into our people. When the article the brother just read said black or Hispanic. So they coming after the tribes, man. They know who we are, man. You know, we in all-out war right now. And our people still want to go ahead and continue on their daily lives. And Esau's at all-out war with our people, man. You know?
Yeah, Jake, you gotta have some fucking responsibility. You know what I'm saying? So basically, if you have kids, if the Most High bless you, they have kids, then you need to get off your ass and do whatever you're supposed to take care of those kids, man. Because having a son, a daughter, hey, still, regardless, it's a blessing. You know what I'm saying? Who gives you the fucking right to murder, you know what I'm saying, a boy or a girl? Because basically, you don't want to be responsible.
And no matter what your relationship, and we not letting you men loose.
Yeah.
No matter what your relationship with that woman, where she was a thought, or you met at a bar or a club and she ended up getting pregnant. Hey, that's still your offspring, man.
That's your offspring.
That's your seed. So regardless of what you got going on with the mother, you gotta be a motherfucking man.
That's right.
You know, a lot of you brothers coming to the truth, y'all still think y'all like in the world, man. First of all, you ain't got no business chasing straight up hoes anyway.
That's right.
But if you get a woman knocked up, it don't matter who she is, man.
And you have to be a new creature. Like the apostles shouldn't have to tell motherfuckers to go get a job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To you know what I'm saying? To stop playing PlayStation, to go work and support yourself, your family, and most importantly, pay tithes. That's over all of that. But at the end of the day, god damn, you know what I'm saying? It's the time to be born again. Yeah. So that nigger ways, that niggerism, that shit's supposed to be out the window as you cultivate yourself within the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Moshe.
Yeah, you gotta have standards, man. I'm just gonna say that real quick. Hey, brothers, that's why Scripture says, "Go not after thy lust, refrain thyself from thy appetites, and stumble not upon the beauty of a woman." You gotta go past looks and see, can she actually be a mom? We're not attempting to build a family. But you gotta ask yourself, can you see her having your offspring? Hypothetically speaking. You gotta ask yourself, you gotta go past that ass, man. I'm a man that's like you, but you gotta go past that ass in that box. You gotta ask yourself, man, can she actually fit in my life? Can I actually see her working with me to raise kids if we ever had offspring?
Right. Or you might come across that nigga woman on World Star. She was in the hospital back there to get her abortion, and she on Instagram Live broadcasting this shit, man. You might run across one of them type of women, you know?
A quick one. Ecclesiastes 19:2. Wine and women will make men of understanding to fall away, and he that cleaves to harlots will become impudent.
And you'll become stubborn, man. When you them jakes to get multiple women that is out there winning, they proud, man. But one thing that carnalizes, if nothing else carnalizes you, man, it clouds your mind and estranges you from your spirituality, is being excessively drunk all the time and chasing women. That's a Roman Western mindset. All right? That's the Romans Western do without will. I'm just out here. All right?
Yeah, you're supposed to be balanced in all things. All the lessons trying to go through the spirit, but man, whether it's studying, drinking, sleeping, eating, partying, or whatsoever, you're supposed to have a balance. You don't supposed to overindulge in anything, because when you start to do so, you're going off, man. You know?
Be unbalanced.
You can be unbalanced.
I did Psalms 83:1. Keep not thy silence, O power. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thy enemies made a tumult. They that hated thee have lifted up the head. Verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against our people.
And they that hated thee, I can go into this right quick. They that hated thee lift up the head. They came into power, man. All right. They said they had taken crafty counsel, man. Those international meetings. What other strategy can we use to delete these people off the planet Earth, man? That crafty counsel. Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood goes back to the eugenics movement, which goes into these niggas are free now. We weren't expecting this shit. What do we do with them now? All right, go ahead.
Consult against our heathen.
Who are the hidden ones? Is Israel. We're hidden because our identity is hidden, man. Nobody knows internationally who we are. All right, we're the hidden ones.
Yeah, they consulting, so they conspiring. They breathing in all together, the heads of these other nations. How can we take down these niggas and Hispanics, Native Americans down even more? You know what I'm saying? That's they playing agendas all the time.
This is the sunken place. This is Get Out. This is that MK Ultra mind control where you are at somebody's house under a spell, but they're seeking to slay you. Israel, the 12 tribes, get that Jake in the movie Get Out, where It's all these technical, logical forms of witchcraft on your mind that has you in a whole other dimension. All while Esau was practicing the slavery, man. With sports, entertainment, nigga culture, success. But this man has it out for you, man.
You going, bro? Yeah. They have said, come let us cut them off from being a nation. The name of Israel may be no more.
Cut off. You know, what brings to your mind? Obadiah, and the Most High is going to cut off the nation of Israel. It's like the nation of Edom. So Esau is trying to apply that same logic to our nation.
He's trying to beat the Most High to it.
Yeah, Esau wants an easy fight. He don't want to, you know what I'm saying? That's why he fucks up the water. He fucks up the air. He does the Planned Parenthood, the food, so on and so forth. He wants an easy fight, man.
Yeah. If you throw the men in prison, if you set traps out for the men, they kill each other, go to prison, and you abort the babies, the only thing left is the woman.
Yeah.
So that's the nation is already basically conquered.
Right. You take the man out.
It's over with.
Why you take the man out of the household, you know, and also with the abortion, then you have what heavy in black culture, transgenderism. Yeah. So the man cutting off his own ride. And then once you do that, you through.
Well, you once you go into an environment and it's nothing but the women are whores, little underage women are whores, and the niggas are running wild, that nation has already been conquered. That's right. Because the discipline is gone. That's right. That's right.
And if I could just make one more point, in Chicago, you know, we're big lion fans, but when a new lion moves in, what does he do? He kills off the offspring of that former lion. And what he does is he starts producing his own offspring through those female lions, man. So like the elder saying, you know, you get the men all in jail, you kill off the men, and all you have to do is just get the women and reproduce yourself. Why? Because hey, the man produces the nation, man.
Yeah. Also, you know, I read the Rex 84 on Project Megiddo, and it says the blacks, West Indians, and the Latinos. It said that they're gonna get us with all tribes, Christians. That's what it said. I read that. So that's what they're trying to do. That's what it's an agenda do.
Yeah, and just to prove your point, Rex 84, short for Readiness Exercise 1984, was a classified scenario and drill developed by the U.S. federal government to detain large numbers of United States citizens deemed to be national security threats. So as it said in the book of Exodus, the first chapter, we kept multiplying, getting bigger and bigger. Therefore, we becoming a threat to Egypt, man. You know,
that's why anytime you build in America, Esau destroyed. Esau never bombed the projects. He never burnt down a project. But in 1912, when we had what? Black Wall Street, planes, bombs, Rosewood, we were actually building. Fire, man. Anytime with Jake, because a man in his nature, he builds and expands. But this new structure with the projects, that's just a state of dependency, man. You depend on Esau for your survival, man. Or you separate yourself from that and you create your own building thing. That's like a baby nation. Esau says, hell no. Right. You know?
Good. Verse 4 again, what it say?
They have said, come and let's cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
Good. Back into the article, it says over 19 million black children have been aborted since 1973. Okay. Black women account for 36% of all abortions, though blacks only make up 13% of the population. The most
Micah 7:10, only because y'all did, she is my enemy, man. All right, hey, this woman is literally joint heirs with Esau as well as these other fucking nations, man.
The most dangerous place for a black child in America is in the womb.
In the womb of a so-called black woman.
Not in jail. You know what I'm saying? Not on the island by itself, not in the fucking jungle. All right, not in a rainstorm, not in a snowstorm, but within the womb of your fucking mama, man.
And that's only for you so-called Israelite men. I mean, you so-called black men, because if Eve got pregnant by a so-called white dude, her whole family would be just as excited. Yeah. If a so-called white boy impregnated Keisha, she ain't aborting that baby, because she gonna be excited how the baby gonna look. You gonna have them blue eyes. You gonna have that so-called good braided hair. You gonna have that slave talk. Oh, you gonna have good hair. He gonna have that fair skin. So that's how you know she's your enemy, because she hates you and she hates her goddamn self, man.
We heard that all throughout growing up in school, man.
That plantation mentality, man.
Yeah, and this is going into the law. And when Howard Shot comes back, he's gonna judge he's gonna judge the earth according to the law, man, especially the tribe. And this is Exodus 23 and 26. It says, "There shall nothing cast their young, nor be barren in thy land. The number of thy days I will fulfill." So when you go into the word cast, all right, in the Hebrew, you know what you should call. It says to be bereaved, to make childless,
Abortion.
Yep.
Plan B.
Yep. Yeah. It says to cause barrenness, to show barrenness or abortion.
Birth control.
Yeah.
So you women, y'all gonna be judged, man. You know what I'm saying? Then you walk around, you tell us what we need to do, what we ain't doing, or you so-called Israelite women that per se so-called know the truth. You telling us how to speak to keep your high about shit. But shut your fucking mouth, man. Because y'all don't know shit. You know what I'm saying? Basically, hey, the Most High deals with men. All right, and then you got 2/3 of our people are going to die because of their allegiance to Esau. And at the same time frame, like the elder saying, and Tom have been saying, these hoes, they want that power, they want that security. So what do? They go into the household and get into bed with the enemy, man.
Yep. That's why 2/3 consists majority of women, man. Majority of women gonna be the 2/3, man. Because women, they overpopulate more than we do. As far as like men and women on this planet Earth, there's more women, man.
And one of the things that hinder Jake's growth is women. The reason why, your money, like the reason why you in a higher position, because women ain't working in unison with you, man. Women are working against you,
Yes, that's good.
That's a good precept.
Yeah. Let's see, brother. Yeah, just read 5, 6.
Verse Psalms 83 and 5. They have consulted together with one consent that the fellow against the tabernacle of Edom, the Ishmaelites of Moab, of the Hagarim.
Yep. So that was the point right there. The tabernacle is Edom. That's our main enemy, according to the scripture. And right here where it says about that the name of Israel may be no more remembered. Mike, can you read that part where it says about Margaret Sanger? No.
And she's that was Hillary Clinton's idol.
Yeah. And that's what you niggas crying about. You ain't vote for Hillary, you vote for Trump, you ain't vote at all.
And that Democratic Party is the most covert way of destroying Israel. Government dependency, feeding the poor. Who says you have to be straight up poor? All right, keep you in a position of dependency before they vote, right?
And this is Margaret Sanger, racist eugenist, founder of Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood comes by its disregard for this destruction naturally. Margaret Sanger, Planned Parenthood's founder, was a racist eugenist who believed black people were inferior to whites. See that ruling class mentality told you? Planned Parenthood was created to rid the world of those they consider inferior beings.
Let us cut them off of being a nation.
We way better than them.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like the Third Reich, they took an animal science approach to the human species, then the herd to improve the breed. Abortion was determined to be a right 1973 when Roe v. Wade set the stage for an abrupt expansion of the extermination of unborn children in America. Since 1973, over 50 million abortions have been performed in the United States.
How many?
50 million.
But Esau wants you to hate Hitler for allegedly killing 6 million Jews, and which was nothing but a couple hundred fake Jews. Right. But 50 million, man, you don't even have a city with 50 million people in it. You don't have a city with 50. New York don't have 50 million people in it. LA,
a state that ain't got 50 million.
You got
city just got 4 million.
Who?
The city they got 4 million.
You got countries that don't have 50 million people in it. All right. So that abortion, Planned Parenthood was the most covert way of destroying a nation. 50 million is a nation. Because it's supposedly no more than 40 million Israelite, 40 million so-called black people in America. Supposedly, you know,
They gonna Trump, cause they gonna do the census. They're talking about the census on the news like census. They talking about doing that. So they gonna see basically to get it the illegals. And this what they're trying to get at.
What's so crazy about what's so crazy about that? Like, about this ICE situation. Like, what about like the ones who came over here from the other nations, like Elon? You mean tell me it's not no illegals to them? But why they pinpoint a certain type of people, man?
Right.
So you mean tell me Ham and these so-called Africans ain't no illegals of them in America, right? You know? Yeah, all these Russians around here and shit. But they pinpoint a certain particular people, man. That should just notify people like that. It must be something about us when they'll keep targeting us, man. You know?
And priest of Revelation 6:4, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. So you the architect of death. Anytime you can fucking kill 50 million people and get away with it. That's why Esau is considered as a fucking fugitive.
Yeah, right, man. And that guy, Robert Oppenheimer, when he came out, when he found out what he did with they call him the father of the atomic bomb, and he came out with a speech afterwards, and he was saying that I am become death. I have become the destroyer of worlds. You know what I'm saying? He let you know.
And one more. Habakkuk 2:5. Yea, also because he transgressed by wine. All right, mainly your democracy. All right, you go into the term transgress. It means to step across, step beyond what? The law, statutes, and commandments. You break all the law, statutes, and the commandments of Yahweh Shem Al-Shai. He is a proud man. All right, that's a characteristic of Esau. Neither keep it at home. Look at all these embassies around the world. Who enlarge his desire as hell and is as death.
Yeah. So you trying to dictate other countries' lands what they need to do. They people, but over here, look at all the abortion rates going up higher and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that ain't inhumane.
Yeah.
And they abort babies. Sometimes baby 6 months, 8 months.
I heard that.
One came out, I want to say like 8-9 months, if I'm not mistaken.
But Esau tells you that being a housewife is oppressive. And he'll go over there to India, he'll go to Saudi Arabia, whatever that structure they call structure oppression. But here it is, Eve is not a housewife. She get knocked up, he ain't get whole human bodies out her vagina, man.
And cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations and heap unto him all people.
There's ultimately that New World Order.
This Psalm 64 and 1. It said, "Hear my voice, O power, and my prayer preserve my life from fear of the enemy. It said, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked."
Yep. So hide us from the secret counsel of the wicked, these elites, man, by planning their New World Order agenda, man. So Lord willing, Yahweh Shai has us protected under his wings, man, by his word, man. Now we'll be on safeguard from Esau's destruction, man, because his wrath is coming to our people, man.
Okay. Yeah, the Lord will show you the anger of Elijah in the nation through Esau. They're like the title of listen, and a staff in their hand is my indignation. So the Lord can show the indignation through these Edomites, upon the 12 tribes, man.
That's right.
It says, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who went their tongues like a sword, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him, and fear not.
And in their senses, you ain't supposed to count the children of Israel. King David had that death angel floating over for that. So imagine what's going to happen to Esau. We're going to send multitude of death angels. Most High not gonna hold their hand this time. Man.
Esau sure not gonna have the sure mercies of David.
No,
Hell no.
David Bowie.
It's about to be an all-out warfare, right? For the tribes, man. It's gonna be an all-out. That's gonna be the new theme of America is killing Israelites.
You can feel it, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Because even in Chicago, they have a lot of militia groups killing Israelites and blaming it on rival gangs.
All right. This 5. It says they incur themselves in an evil matter. They commune of lying snares privily. They say, who shall see them?
So how about Shashai has some light on them now? And through the spirit, we seeing them, man. We seeing their secrets, you know, because the biggest power of the Illuminati is their secrecy, you know. So how about Shashai? He's shining light upon these devils, and we starting to see it, and we forewarning our people and the other nation about Esau's plans. It's this such, right?
They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search.
And this is the last part I want to read on the article. It says, abortion is the leading cause of death for Black Americans. It kills more than violence or cancer. Abortion kills more Black Americans than AIDS, heart disease, diabetes, or car accidents. More Black Americans have died from abortion since 1973 than ever any other race or death combined. It says the abortion rate for Black women is 4 times the rate for white women. Every day, over 900 babies are aborted. In New York City, where Planned Parenthood is headquartered, there are 1,180 abortions of Black children for every 1,000 live births. So that's that diligent search right there that Esau is doing, man.
And that's why, you know, our women gonna be unprotected in these times. Man. They killing their protection, man, which is the man. You see that whole independent vibration gonna fall upon their own head, man. You know, everything from the fall, all the wickedness is from the fall on the wicked head, man. Even going to Abraham when he said he destroy a world, he gonna be destroying his own world. Because that through nuclear destruction, that's how this beast infrastructure is gonna be broken down, man. Right? And how Shai gonna finish it off.
Right. We just multiplied 900 times 365 days in a week. And we got 328,500. So every year, 328,500 babies are aborted.
365.
365.
So that's how women sacrificing to Molech right there. You know what I'm saying? Passing through the fire. So this lead back to the title of the lesson, Isaiah 10:5, O Assyrian, the rod of my anger and the staff in their hands, my indignation, and the modern day Assyrians are these Edomites. And it says, I will send him against a hypocritical nation and against the people of my wrath where I give him a charge.
And our people are hypocritical, especially when we talk about you 2/3, because you say you love Yahweh Shai, but you do everything against what he says, man.
That's right. To take the spoil and to take the prey and to tread them down like the mire of the streets.
And then there's another point about hypocritical. How many of them bitches you think marching in Black Lives Matter and had an abortion, man? You know? How hypocritical is that, man?
With them stands like all of them.
Yeah. And that from the devil, sorrow. That's what started.
Yeah.
Black Lives Matter. He called putting in money for the damn.
He's funny.
Yeah, for the
abortion.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So,
but you know, that's off the narrative that the Israelite people can't take care of themselves. An older woman told me back in the day when her grandparents got pregnant at the age of like 14, 15, their grandparents made them get married. So now you got her pregnant, that's your wife.
Yeah.
So we ain't need no motherfucking government assistance. We ain't need no goddamn abortion. You got her pregnant, that's your woman now. Period.
So that's the point of the lesson, brothers, you know, a few sisters, you know, the staff in their hands is his indignation. So how about Shai is gonna come with our people with great rap, man. And we in the all-time war right now. So hey, you better get right with how about Shai or else, you know. So you can call it out.
And with that, we hope you brothers are edified. And once again, we want to give our honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Pakwadash. Have an honest our apostles, the great millstone, rule well. Peace and blessings to the house of David the elect. Shalom. Shalom.